Welcome back to the Mid-Year Mitch YouTube channel. In today's episode, I'm putting the structure back in the 67 Camaro. I'm installing the quarter and roof structure as well as the wheelhouses, so be sure to stick around. In the last video you saw, I installed the rocker, and now I'm working on mocking up the quarter structure here. I have a couple clecos down below, and I've got a couple in each of these braces to locate it properly. I've tested the quarter on here several times and it lines up really nice, but I haven't had the wheelhouse in here. So the one that came off of the car is actually from a completely different car that was hacked off at one point and then brazed on. It was not in great shape. It has some rust, there's some holes and dents and damage, and these aren't that expensive. So we went ahead and bought a brand new one, which is in two pieces, the inner and the outer. And the quarter reinforcement came with this little bracket that goes somewhere in this neighborhood, and it goes inside of this piece here. So luckily we have all those parts. So now what I need to do is to make this outer wheelhouse fit inside the quarter panel. Right now it's interfering just because of the way the curvature is. So I'm just gonna massage on this lip a little bit to get it to line up so it fits nice. And then I can try to wrestle these pieces into place, figure out where they need to go, drill some cleco holes. I'm gonna spot weld these two together, but I wanna mock everything up before I attach these two in case they need to tweak a little bit. So I have the car prepped. I have fit all the panels on here many times, and I'm really happy with the locations for everything. So now it's time to weld on the roof structure and in the inner and outer wheelhouses onto the car. So I drilled a ton of holes in the roof structure and in the wheelhouse. I'm gonna spot weld the two halves of the wheelhouse together with my Harbor Freight spot welder. And then I'll just plug weld all these holes onto the car. Same with all these holes. There's that little bracket that goes in here. There's just a ton of holes to fill. So I have the roof structure and the wheelhouse welded in place. I welded the wheelhouse together first with the spot welder, then I plug welded it in a few places, put that in place, got the structure in place. Don't forget to put this little bracket in here, because if you start welding, then you can't get this guy in. But I snuck that guy in, saved this bracket till last, welded all around here, plug welded, put some beads in here just to make sure it was extra beef. And you can see on the other side, well, I can't, I don't know if you can. On the other side, they put stitch welds in places as well. So I like to do that because I don't fully trust plug welds, but went through, plug welded all of that. I left this area unwelded because this can flex just a little bit if I need to manipulate it for the quarter. And I also left this unwelded in the back. So I need to drill a couple holes in here for my plug welding. I put a little patch in here, but I left all those open so that way I can manipulate it just a little bit to get that quarter to line up. So I also cut off this little bracket, which I can't forget to attach. It goes in here, welds to the rocker, and then it welds to the quarter. So this is an important piece of the puzzle, and I left this front open as well. Still like that adjustability. It's kind of hard to mock everything up when the rocker was loose and the wheelhouse and the roof structure, the quarter, and the roof skin was all loose. So now that I'm starting to get things locked down, there's less degrees of freedom, and I might need those to get everything to fit just right. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. There's still a lot of work to do. You need to get the quarter fitting on here a little better. You need to get on the gutter on the passenger side before I weld the quarter on, get the trunk gutter installed as well, and then the roof skin. So there's a lot of work to do, a little bit of patches here and there, and then this thing will look really solid. So I got a lot of work to do, and I'll catch you guys later.